and serve them with loyalty? And will you be supportive of the officers with whom you serve? And will you be subject to their authority when on duty? And will you accept the responsibility willingly and without reservation, so help you God? So according to I,
Wes Gudahl,
do solemnly swear that I will support and comply with
do solemnly swear that I will support and comply with
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Wyoming,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Wyoming,
the charter laws and ordinances of the City of Casper,
the charter laws and ordinances of the City of Casper,
the rules and regulations of the Casper Police Department,
the rules and regulations of the Casper Police Department,
and the law enforcement code of ethics,
and the law enforcement code of ethics,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office
as a police chaplain
as a police chaplain
for the Casper Police Department to the best of my ability.
for the Casper Police Department to the best of my abilities.
Everyone stand for a moment, please. The Casper Police Department Certificate of Appointment. Be it known that reposing special trust and confidence in the professionalism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of Wes Gudahl, I do appoint him as police chaplain from this 31st day of March 2017. This appointee will comply and diligently discharge the duties of police chaplain by doing and performing all manner of things thereto pertaining. And I do strictly charge all department personnel to render appropriate respect and courtesy to this esteemed service. And this appointee is to observe and follow such orders and directions as may be given from time to time by the Chief of Police or other superiors acting according to the rules and regulations governing the discipline of the Casper Police Department. Signed, James L. Wetzel, Chief of Police.
You may be seated. I started out in law enforcement as a chaplain, and I was excited, and I was happy, and I didn't know what I was getting into. I started out, or in maybe my career now, as a chaplain. Not so excited, a lot more sober, a lot more understanding of what this entails. I'm looking forward to working with each one of you. I'm looking forward to working with the ministers in the area in the chaplain support program. I think it's such a long time coming, and it's so needed for our department. You see, my belief is that the real heroes are the detectives on the back row, the guys in uniform, the support staff for Casper Police Department, the first responders who dedicate their lives, their energies, their very efforts to meet the needs of our community, whether it be our fire department, whether it be our sheriffs, our other city agencies. Those first responders are the true heroes. I had the privilege of being a part of that. I'm just going to go off on something that I feel like when I was just a young first responder, I got called to the scene of a hospital. And in there was a little boy by the name of Wade. And as I arrived, I went into the little room where parents are, and I saw Waylon's dad, who was wet from the waist up. He was sitting on the floor with his head just crashed into Waylon's mama, and they were both just weeping. I went out to the ER and stood by and tried to meet the needs of the nurses and find information out and get back to the family. And I watched them work on that little boy who had been out ice skating. They went in for hot chocolate. He left and went back out to ice skate without anybody knowing it and fell through the ice. When they responded, he had no heartbeat. I watched the hospital staff work on him for over 3 hours. And at the very end, the female doctor broke down crying and called him. And then she told me, I can't tell him, will you? And so I did. And I remember packaging his little body, wrapping it up, and letting the parents come in as I handed off him to his parents. In the space of 3 months as a first responder, I responded to 3 kid accidents. 2 of them died. Now, about 6 months later, I responded to a plane crash. It was upside down. And there was blood and water in the inside, and I was the first responder there, and so I crawled into the middle of it and was waiting around in there trying to get the 2 passengers free. I got them free, and we were able to, both of them lived, which was a surprise to us because the agonal breathing of the one I knew was dead, but he lived. And then about a week later, I walked into the front door of our house, and I took a deep breath, turned around and went out and puked on the yard. Then I went back in and did it again, and I realized that what I was smelling, Yvette was cooking hamburger, and it was half cooked. And what I was smelling was the blood, the stuff that I was going through at the time. I had what we call cumulative critical incident stress. I wasn't going crazy. My body thought I was, but I wasn't. And I immediately went and talked to a friend of mine. I was on the critical incident stress team. It never happens to me. It always happens to them. I went and talked to my friend, and I remember I walked in and I said, "Hey, I need to talk." He says, "Well, shut the door." And then he looked at me and he said, "Do you want me to say anything, or do you just want to dump your truck?" And I said, "Just shut it and listen." He said, "Okay." About 2 hours later, I walked out of there, and a big relief, a big weight had been lifted off my shoulders. That isn't the only time that kind of stuff has happened. We all, in law enforcement, fire, EMS, we all face those times when stress just overwhelms us. Usually it's because of command staff. But I'm sorry. but you know, it hits all of us. And we all need a release that we can trust. I hope and pray that I will be the one who our officers and anyone else can trust. That we can sit down together, and I guarantee you I don't have the answers. Anybody who would stand up here and say that they have the answers is a liar. I don't. But I hope that together we can make a difference. That we can keep these guys on the street, keep these guys doing the job that they are so fantastically able to do in protecting and serving our community. You see, I believe that the greatest trust the American people can give is for you guys to uphold the law that they've enacted. And I want you to be able to uphold it in a way that's honorable, in a way that keeps you going. And I don't want you to feel like you're the only ones out there on some like little island and nowhere to turn. And I hope that's what I can do. Thank you.
Thank you again, everybody, to come and show support to this program. Please take time to congratulate Wes, and please get to know him. Incredible individual. I'm privileged to know him, and our department is very, very privileged to have him on board now as our police chaplain. So thank you again.